And welcome back to another preview episode of Banditland Boulevard. Trevor Hauer here. Tony LaMonica is there via the StreamYard platform. Big night ahead of us. I think this is the first time ever that the Bandits have ever done this Friday Night Lights campaign in their season. Game one of the Friday Night Lights, Y2K party. It's not in the Ottawa's Black Bear Den, but it's going to be in Buffalo's Den as the Bandits take on the Ottawa Black Bears at the KeyBank Center. I think for the first time since the move over to Ottawa, this will be the first time they've come over to the KeyBank Center. The last time this franchise came to Buffalo, they were called the New York Riptide. They are now the Ottawa Black Bears. We got all the players to watch for you. We got all the keys to a victory for you, as we usually do on these preview episodes. But Tony, I know we are a couple nights out. We're recording this on Wednesday night, but what are your initial thoughts going into Friday night's game against Ottawa, especially coming off the loss in Rochester?
Well, after that horrendous loss and not actually taking advantage of a team that's played back-to-back nights, you have to go back to basics. When you lose a game, you have to find out what the fundamentals are and where the flaws were, especially with the mistakes being made, the passing being off, the shots not being smartly, if you want to say. But other than that, they have to find that rhythm again. And if it's a perfect night to do so, better do it in front of Banditland this coming Friday.
Absolutely. First night where they're doing the Y2K thing. You got an Ottawa team that the last time the Bandits played them, I looked this up this morning, they beat them 18-7. That was in Ottawa in December of 2024. So that was the last time these two teams faced against each other. That game was not even close. And I think that was the first game of the season where Ian McKay put up a 5 spot as far as goals are concerned. So we know from watching the dominant offense from last year that Ian McKay had a few of those games, but that was the one that really kicked off his goal scoring for that entire season. So we got some good players on the Bandits that know how to face against this team very well. There's a little bit of shift over. Zach Higgins is now the franchise goalie for that franchise. I think the last time they came to Buffalo, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it was Cam Dunkerley was their goalie, I believe. Sounds about right, something like that. But, you got Zach Higgins coming into the barn, and the Bandits have beaten them multiple times, especially in the KeyBank Center, too. So that's a goalie that you've seen a lot of over the past few years. But I'm excited, man. Ottawa looks like a very flashy team on paper. They should be pretty dominant. They're sitting at 3-3 right now with a game in hand over the Bandits. The Bandits are 3-2, so they're looking to go 4-2. Just gotta, work on the things that you need to work on, clean up the things that you need to clean up, because that Rochester game, man, that taste still is in my mouth right now. Like the Bandits flat out got exposed in Rochester. Yeah, sure, it was a 3-goal game, but they got exposed. The offense was shut down, the defense was broken apart, and the goaltending was struggling as well. So this has to be a rebound type of game. If you go and you lose this game, you're probably sitting on the outside looking in as far as the playoff standings are concerned, or maybe the 7th or 8th seed.
Yeah, the Stars have to be Stars tonight and starting right now. This is the game to take control, be the leaders, why you're the leaders, why you have the letters on your jersey in the first place, and only being held to 1 goal apiece is not going to help you win those games. You got to get back that rhythm of saying, I'm going to take charge, I'm going to score 3 or 4 at least to contribute, and everybody else better hop on board and do the same thing, like Josh Bird as well. He needs to find his rhythm again. It seemed like he was just getting outplayed, outmuscled. They knew exactly what he was going to do. The very next step, you have to find that spark or whatever that you had before, Josh, or Dane Smith too as well. You got to find that during practice sniping that you were, even though the goalie wasn't there, you burnt holes in the net. Where was that this past game? But now you got to do it this game coming up against Ottawa. And for the secondary, all I got to say is keep doing what you're doing. You're obviously contributing as much as you can. You only can ask for so much for Scanlon, Tahoka, Bucky, and Ian. So other than that, you got to rely. I think that's going to be one of the biggest things that the Bandits are going to have to do is rely on their secondary this game.
Secondary has to be big, but I mean, you got to think if you're maybe Dane or if you're Josh, you're probably just as pissed, if not more pissed than we were as the fans at their personal result. I mean, sure, Dane Smith led the team in points. Who would have guessed that in that Rochester game? He got 4 assists and he got 1 goal, led the team in goals, or led the team in assists. And I think overall points actually too. I know I think he tied for most assists in that game with somebody else, but he overall points, he led the game in that regard. But even still, I mean, 5 points out of Dane, 4 points out of Josh. That's not like them. So I do agree with your statement that your stars got to be stars. Take that anger, take some of that frustration, and bring it on the Ottawa boys this weekend, because you know that that's a team that you can handle and you can handle very well. And that, like I said, that's a goalie that you've seen multiple times in the past, and you've had some good success against Zach Higgins too. So with that said, let's jump right into our players to watch for the Ottawa Black Bears. I got to start off with the gigantic, humongous Tyrannosaurus Rex-sized elephant in the room here. In case you guys have been living under a rock, or maybe you haven't been checking the overall stats for players in the National Lacrosse League, this guy leads the team in goals and overall points. My number one player to watch, and he is related to a Bandits legend, a Bandits icon. You guys remember Dan Teat from back in the day? Well, guess what? His son is really freaking good, and he plays for the Ottawa Black Bears. Jeff Teat is my number one player to watch. Look at his stats. Look at the amount of goals this guy scores per game. Sure, they don't win every single game. They're sitting at 500, but a big part of the reason why they've won those 3 games was because of number 51 wearing the red and black colors.
Yeah, you have to literally be Teach Shadow, or better yet, have the advantage and get a step on him or two. Because, again, we've mentioned names prior from who's going to have to be the ones you got to have to slow down to at least a limit of 2. This is one of them. Jeff Teat is the guy that could probably pop a sock trick with ease if, God forbid, you don't be there. Guarding him well, making sure he doesn't get the shot off correctly. You have to, be physical. You have to make sure you're not giving him the chances or give him that open window opportunity, because otherwise he's going to take advantage of it. So yes, I completely agree. Jeff Teat is one of those players you have got to be on point if you're going to win this game.
And I remember I told you after the Rochester post game, after the way that Zed Williams played against the Bandits and how much of a bandit killer he is, I used the word limit a bunch, especially on this show, from now until years past, years past up until now. You know what? After the way that game went in Rochester with Zed Williams being the bandit killer, I'm going to say I want you guys to shut down Jeff Teat. I don't want him to score anything. Is it likely going to happen? Probably not. But that defense, those transition guys, the forwards especially, they should all be pissed off that they let that stereotypical bandit killer score a hat trick in the first quarter in Zed Williams. Use some of that anger and shut down their top star. Shut down the league's top star right now in Jeff Teat, because if you completely shut him down, maybe he scores 1 goal. If Jeff Teat scores 1 goal in this game, I guarantee you the Bandits will not lose. 100% guaranteed. And Jeff Teat is that guy that you need to shut down, because I remember you said it too, limit Zed Williams. They did not do that. So use some of that built up anger, built up frustration. Shut him down.
Yeah, he definitely needs to get stopped. There was another player that you were about to mention too as well that I think Bandit people know very, very well, especially during the 2025 finals.
You're referring to Travis Longboat. That was my player to watch.
Yeah, that's another one of your guys to watch.
Dude, we saw him a lot in the finals, but throwback to Albany. Remember when they had a team over there in Albany, New York, before
I missed that.
To Oshawa? Dude, Travis Longboat is another guy that can find the back of the net against anybody. So, I mean, just the way that got his sidearm shot is very much of it kind of reminds me of the Chris Kluche sidearm, except he shoots primarily right-handed. He can find the back of the net at ease, and I know he's got one of his Albany buddies on the team with them. So this is a pretty stacked roster, and I know that was a big trade deadline move for them last year to bring a couple of those guys in. And he's picking up right where he left off back in the Albany days when he was a member of the Firewolves. And his goal scoring has not stopped. Why should it stop in Banditland? I think the defense is going to have a lot of work cut out for them, and especially from Travis Longboat and Jeff Teat at the same time, because I've been watching a few of their highlights, and they run a tandem on the power play. Both of them quarterback the power play sometimes. So they're always out there together, and there's only 2 defensemen out there on the floor. So cover both of them. You should be okay, but it's going to be hard to stop those 2. And those are the 2 players that I'm circling for the Ottawa Black Bears.
Positioning, outplaying your opponents, think before they do, react faster than they do is the only way you're going to stop those 2. Other than that, they are going to eat you up alive and score at will. And those two, especially like Travis Longboat that came across from Albany and now becoming an Ottawa Black Bear, is definitely helping out their offense, especially with another name. And I'm going to mention my guys right now. And one of them is another former Albany Firewolf, now Oshawa, now with Ottawa, and that his name is Sam Firth.
Yep.
Firth was his line mate with Longboat, and I believe not Dyson Williams. It was
Ty Kurtz.
Him.
Yep.
Ty Kurtz. And those guys, those three were dynamic together. Like they were so fast and furious and knowing how to score goals. Sam is another one of those guys who have got to try to stop and slow down. You know, it's not going to be easy. They got the young legs. They can run. They do have speed on their side. But again, it's going to be the experience that has to really slow them down somehow and just limit their abilities to get closer to the net as much as possible, which is going to be very difficult this Friday coming up.
Man, it's going to be tough. And you mentioned the 24 finals. I mean, when those three were on a line together, that was what scared me going into that series. I'm just like, oh, man.
Oh, it was 24. Sorry,
if they go out there and they play like that, they're going to have the work cut out for them. But Buffalo defense has shown that they can, I'm going to use that word again, limit those players. Like, limit those players like Longboat and Sam Firth. And I think Firth was actually, fun fact, I think he was on the 2022 Mammoth team as well. I could be wrong, but there was a Firth that played on that team. I think it was him. And he has beaten the Bandits in the championship in their house. So he's had some success in that building too. So yeah, I absolutely agree. He is definitely one of my players to circle for me. And I just look up and down this roster, Tony. It blows my mind that they're 3-3, and I don't know where that comes from. I don't know if it comes from coaching, maybe inconsistent goaltending, but you look at their offense, transition, defense. These guys are loaded top to bottom, and they are at 500 right now. Or maybe that's just sports. Maybe that just shows you how tough it is to win in this league.
It is, and especially with how hopefully we'll see more teams next year, and hopefully a few more cities beyond that. But again, this league has now changed as soon as they had that cap, and other players are going to different teams and kind of like making things more fair to the league itself. It's not one-sided anymore, even though it looks like it because of SAS being on top with 5-1 record at the moment. But again, it seems pretty legit, and everybody's almost at that 500 mark, and that's what makes this league more fun to watch, is because it looks like it's who's going to be the better team that night, who's going to win those epic battles, who's going to get that last second goal, who's going to show up and who's going to show out. And another guy, not to put a little salt in the wound, but another player to watch out for, and he's been pretty much a decent thorn to our side, playing for the Toronto Rock and going from one team to the next, but finally now maybe this could be his set career with Ottawa. His name is Rob Hellier. Yep. And another one that we have got to watch out for is that he has one of the quickest releases or shots, if you may say, in the game itself. And that is another thing you got to just expect the unexpected, and goaltenders hate to see every time they see him on the floor.
What the Hellier? That's what I always say whenever I see him out there and whenever he scores. I'm like, what the Hellier? What the Hellier was that? Oh, yeah. I mean, going back to his Toronto days, he got a piece of Matt Vince every single time these two faced against each other. And so not only is it Jeff Teat that you're looking at, but you got another Bandit killer too. And Rob Hellier. He's had a ton of success against this team. But the Bandits have shown that they can beat him despite all the damage that he's done. How many times have the Bandits beat the Toronto Rock in the Rob Hellier era and the Tom Schreiber era and everything like that? I mean, the Bandits own that franchise. Why should it be different when he goes over to Ottawa? But yeah, count on him scoring maybe 2 or 3 goals. I mean, I could totally see it happening, and he knows how to beat Matt Vince from all different angles. It's not just over the shoulder vino with him. It's down low. It's through the legs. He knows how to play him very well. He's been in the league for quite a long time, and so is Matt Vince, and they've seen each other a lot over the years, whether Vince has been playing in New York or Rochester or Buffalo, or Hellier's playing in freaking Toronto, or he's playing in Ottawa. He's seen him a lot over the past bunch of years. So absolutely player to watch. Their goaltender, I kind of mentioned this before too, Zach Higgins. You never know what you're going to get out of that guy. He could be the guy that holds you to under 8 goals, but he could also be that guy that gives up 15, 16 and just looks uncomfortable in between the pipes. And so you never really know what you're going to get. And I think we can get into this once we get into our keys to the game. But spoiler, real quick, you got to keep him on his toes, keep him uncomfortable. And I'm just going to say that until we get to our keys to a victory. Here comes the fun part, though, Tony. Players to watch for the Buffalo Bandits.
Yeah,
I think everybody's pissed off after that Rochester game, but you've had players that have some success against Ottawa / New York, and the number one player that comes to mind for me, I kind of teased this, but Ian McKay. I want to see what Ian McKay can do against Zach Higgins and the Ottawa Black Bears. The last time they faced against each other was his first career 5-goal game, so he's probably chomping at the bit to face against these guys again, and hopefully he can make lightning strike twice in the same spot.
Yeah, that would definitely be a good thing to have number 4 score for. Now, I would accept that too. But the other thing is that like he needs to get that confidence back. I mean, he was definitely struggling against that Rochester game as well as the others were, and this is probably the best way to bounce back, especially at home in front of Banditland, and especially to get his, be successful out on the floor and just to say, hey guys, you can rely on me. I'm one of those guys you can. Just give me the ball. Let me see what I can do with it, And McKay has definitely proven that time and time again. And to look back that he did have his 5-goal night against Ottawa from that 18-7 slashing. And then to do it here in Buffalo against, I don't know, I don't want to say weak defense, but another team that is struggling defensively.
They are.
And that could be a part of the reason why McKay might just have a good game. But it all depends on how the flow of the team works. And if it's going to be a part of it, he's got to be that missing piece.
Has to be. And, I mean, we mentioned it. 5-goal game last time they faced against each other. It's not out of the ordinary to see history repeat itself. But, man, if he scores 5 in the KeyBank Center, the roof's going to blow off the freaking place because we love Ian McKay. We loved everything he did, especially last year. Rookie of the year in 2019. He's got all the tools. He can definitely do it. You know who else I want to watch? I'm going to say this too.
Sure.
I need a bounce back night from Matt Vince. I got to see Matt Vince in between the pipes, absolutely locking it down. He's got tough competition. Don't get me wrong. Look at those forwards and transition guys that they're employing right now over there in Ottawa. Jeff Teat, Travis Longboat, all the players to watch that we mentioned, Rob Hellier, they have a bunch of them. We got a bunch of familiar faces too. Kevin Brownell, Brent Noseworthy. Remember those guys? Brent Noser is coming back to Buffalo too. So he's going to have his work cut out for him. He's got a bunch of different
Trent Robinson.
Sam LaRue too. Yep. Bunch of different faces with a bunch of different skill sets. So he's going to have his work cut out for him, but nobody makes adjustments from game to game better than Matt Vince. I don't care if he's 50 years old. I don't care if he's 60 years old. The odds of him playing poorly in back-to-back nights or back-to-back games, I should really say, is slim. I mean, he is the most poised goaltender I've ever seen. You never really see him get too excited. You never really see him get too down either. And he's been through this before, man. He's won 6 championships, 7 championships, something like that. He's the best freaking goaltender in the league. So, and of all time. So he's definitely a player for me to watch. Having said that, we do have some help coming back. It looks like all steam ahead right now for Zach Belcher coming back. So that's all good news. Hopefully he stays healthy and we don't see anybody pop up on the injury report that we don't expect, especially on the defensive side. We are pretty depleted there. Mitch DeSnew, from what I've heard also, Tony, they're looking at probably 4 to 8 weeks with him.
Ouch.
Which is a stinger. Tough. And at least it's not the whole season because I watched the video of that low blow to Mitch DeSnew in that Las Vegas game. And I thought he tore his ACL or did something like that because, I mean, they went straight for the side of his knee. 4 to 8 weeks must be a blessing because I thought that was an instant torn ACL. But he should be back towards the back end of the season, which is great. But if Matt Vince has to play up to his best level possible, you need your defense to accommodate him. And it cannot just be the Matt Vince show. Let me make ridiculous save after ridiculous save after ridiculous save. Guys, he's human too. And he's 42 years old, 43 years old. In order for Matt Vince to have a fantastic night, your defense has to be spectacular too.
Yeah, especially with the leadership of Priolo and Dawson, and hopefully now for our good guy Cam Wires to shake off whatever he just did against Rochester to come back and be the speedster, be the tough guy, be that person you push, that you can push their offense around and not give them a chance to shoot. He needs to find that back too as well. But I think let's shrug it off. Let's dust our shoulders off. Let's get back to basics defensively. Let's talk to our goaltender. Let's figure out what we can do to make things right and just be one. Don't be individuals. Just play as a full solid squad. And that's what you need to do to win this game against these guys.
It's going to be a great fight. It's going to be a great show. I'm waiting for the injury report to come out. I mean, come on, NLL. How many times are we going to go over this? I got to see who's likely to play and who's not. I talked to Coltrane Tyson last night, and
which was good, by the way. I saw that. Very good job.
Oh, thank you so much. And he didn't count out missing the Ottawa game. I asked him if his hand was feeling better. He never said no, but he also never said yes either. He said that they're going to have practice today, which is as of Wednesday night, January 14th. And the coaches are going to see how he's feeling. He's going to see how he's feeling. He hasn't thrown out the option yet. He hasn't thrown out that statement saying, "Oh, I'm doubtful to play," or "I'm out for the game." The injury report last week had him at questionable, so we'll see how he's feeling. But Tony, any real big players to watch for you? Because we got a laundry list full of pissed off bandits coming from last week, and we'll see what happens this week. But any big forwards or defensemen that you're looking at here?
Of course I do. We both know and agree with we should name everybody on this roster that plays pissed off or whatever this coming game. But another name to mind who's been consistent for the last 3 games, even with wins or losses, and that is our boy number 91, Kyle Buchanan. The man has scored 5 points literally in almost every game. He has 14 points in the last 3, and he is finding that rhythm again to be consistent and showing that he gets to the loose balls to keep the offense in the zone, and he finds a way to produce points. That's the kind of way you have to set the tone, to set the goals and tell these guys, look, if I can do it, you guys can do it. So get Kyle Buchanan on board, let him take the reins, and maybe they have to follow after him, and then maybe they'll get their groove back. Other than that, 91 is my guy.
Veteran presence sometimes is the magic key to solve all your problems. And he was the most consistent forward on the team last year, him and Ian. And he's been the most consistent forward on the team this year, too. So consistency is big with Kyle Buchanan. He knows it, and I think the rest of the team should know it as well. I also want to throw this out there. 2 more players to watch. I don't care if we did 4 for Ottawa. We'll do 5 for Buffalo. Who cares?
Yeah, let's.
Dane and Josh, I want to see what you guys got going into this week. 1 goal from each of you in the Rochester game. Something's got to give here, and they are due for an explosive night, both of them. And, we haven't seen the Josh Burns sock trick game yet. We haven't seen the Dane Smith 15-point game yet, or the Dane Smith, 13-point game yet. They are overdue for those. Why not this Friday night in front of a sold-out, packed KeyBank Center between these two? Because that was a rarity, what we saw last Saturday. Dane and Josh held to 1 goal each. I can count on one hand the amount of times teams have held them to those numbers. So, I mean, given the fact that Hartley is a great goalie, and I think he's a lot better than Zach Higgins, that should be good for Buffalo. But Dan and Josh, the Dan and Josh show, we love watching your podcast, but we got to see the Dan and Josh show on the floor as well.
Yeah, especially the 1-2 punch. We want the 1-2 punch. We want the 1-2-3 knockout punch from you guys. Knock out the Ottawa Black Bears this Friday. Get back to your groove. Get back to having 8 points, 9 points, 10 points each. That's what we want. We want to see that the reasons why you were the scoring leaders for the past how many years for this team.
Oh,
and
geez. Long
you gotta
time.
find that rhythm again. That was like a good wake-up call, actually, going up against Rochester, and they're like, we can hold you to 1 goal each. You're out of your mind. But they did.
They got humbled.
Now it's time. So they got humbled, like you said. And to me, honestly, this is the game to go out there, play mad, play aggressive, and get your point streak back. And prove yourselves why you're the best on the team. This is the night to do it, boys.
I know that Ottawa didn't beat you last Saturday. Rochester did. Take your anger out on them. Who cares?
Take it out.
No one's
Take it out on every team from now on.
We know that you're angry. Don't prove it in the penalty box by taking dumb penalties.
Please, let's
prove it on the scoreboard and beat these bums by 10. I mean, I was telling everybody I went to the game with on Saturday, it'll be the most Bandit thing to see on Friday night them beating Ottawa by 10 goals. And then we're like, okay, we're back. Yep, the Bandits are back. So we'll have to see what happens from there. But here comes a really fun part now, Tony. We got to get into our key to a victory. And I've been simmering on this for a little while, but I think the first key that I have for the Bandits is fast starts. And by fast starts, I mean couple goals maybe in the first couple minutes. They had a really, really fast start in that Las Vegas game. They took an early 3-0 lead, I think, in the first 2.5 minutes. And that was the tone setter. Las Vegas was playing catch up the rest of the way. They gassed out in the third quarter to the point to where it was 14-7 going into the fourth. And that was all she wrote. And how did that start? By a fast Bandit start. They were playing catch up from behind. They ran out of gas, and the Bandits ran away with the victory. So doing the opposite of what you did last Saturday, going down 7-6-3, 7-3 to the Rochester Nighthawks. If you jump out to a fast start, maybe take an early 3-1, 4-1 lead in the first quarter, that'll set the tone. The Bandits will get settled in. The nerves will be down. And Ottawa will have to use up a lot of extra energy to at least try to attempt to tie the game or at least make it competitive.
Yeah, absolutely. And what they should do is, like you said, is get on the board first. Don't look back. And also to make sure to beat them in the scoreboard, not in the penalty box, because obviously last game, your penalty killing unit did not hold their power play, even though we went perfect on our power play. But the fact is that our penalty killing definitely needs to get stronger. But we do not want to take any stupid penalties. So again, it's going to be the mentality of how you portray yourselves out there on the floor and not to falter to their egos and not to commit to retaliation. You got to go out there and you just be yourselves. Like Trevor said, beat them on the scoreboard, not in the penalty box.
Right. Stay out of the box. Fast starts are big. I think the other one is, I don't know. I think I want to go with face-offs, but man, this might even count as another player to watch for Ottawa, but in case anyone forgot, Jay Thornburg takes faceoffs for that guy, and I think he leads the NLL all time in faceoffs won. So it shows you how good that guy is. And I don't really know off the top of my head if he's missed a step or two. He is getting older, and I don't think he's as dominant as he was. But Connor Farrell, just keep being you, bro. Just keep getting those possessions. What I also want to say is, and this has been a week of buildup almost. When was Saturday? Saturday was 4 or 5 days ago. Okay. The shot clock. You guys can take shots when there's 18 seconds. We don't have to wait till 3 seconds or less to shoot the ball on the net. And we got into that bad habit in the second and third quarter of the Rochester game. And in that third quarter, guess what? You were taking desperation shots from the restraining line, and you didn't score anything in the third quarter. Take the shot. If it's even I don't care if there's 23 seconds left on the shot clock. If you have an open shooting lane against Zach Higgins, your eyeballs should go like this. You should be salivating at the mouth, saying, I got a top corner on Zach Higgins. I'm going to take this freaking shot, and we're going to have the horn go off. 19,000 strong are going to be on their feet cheering us. Whatever you did on Saturday, and I don't know what was being discussed, because Rochester's defense, from sitting up there in the 200 level, they had some holes. They had open lanes. The Bandits just kept pulling it back into their body and passing it around and then taking desperation shots. You got to take shots from all different times, all different angles. Keep Zach Higgins on his toes. Make him scared. Make him nervous. Make him uncomfortable, because if those shots are coming from all over the place at different times and they're not taking desperation shots, the goalies can see the shot clock too from the other side of the rink. They know how much time is left. So you would think if Josh Byrne is winding up at the restraining line with 2 seconds remaining on the shot clock, I think he's going to shoot here. So I'm going to prepare to make a save, giving him more time to get ready for the shot. If now let's just say you shoot it with 20 seconds left, The goalie doesn't know if you're shooting it or if you're passing it or if there's an open guy dancing at the top of the crease. Goalie doesn't know what you're doing. So just go out there, take shots from all different angles at all different times. You don't need to wait until 5 seconds or less to take a stupid desperation shot.
Right, exactly. That was actually going to be one of my keys to do too as well, because I was thinking of shooting, but mine was less passing, more shooting.
Damn right.
Even though we've been out shooting our opponents, and I'm not saying that we haven't, but you can see it on the floor when they're trying to do the perfect goal shot or the one timer or the pretty goal, as you may say. Stop with that. Less passing, more shooting. And like you said, get some shots on, even when you just enter the zone. Just surprise them. They might be like, "Whoa, what's this? They changed."
Yeah.
You know, get something going about that. But I think that's going to be the key to win this game too, is less passing, more shooting. I don't care who it is. Whoever has the ball, just take the shot and then get the rebound and do it again.
And when you do that less passing, more shooting mantra, like you just mentioned, it doesn't just catch the goalie by surprise. It catches the defense by surprise. So not only is the goalie guessing everything, the defense is like, what the hell are we supposed to do here? Are we supposed to stop this? Like,
when do they change this?
Yeah, what the hell's happening right now, right in front of our very eyes? And you want to know what else? I'll throw this in there too. We might have a couple extra keys, but that's fine.
Sure.
The physical game. The Bandits got out-muscled by the Nighthawks.
Sure did.
How many times did they get laid out in the boards, in the corner, the middle of the field if your name is Ron John?
Yeah.
Go out there and stay. Leave a physical presence out there. If there's a big hit that you can make in the open field, dude, make it. If they're kind of dancing with the ball near the boards, have a big Nick Weiss or a big Steve Priolo or a big Ron John lay somebody out into the end wall. I mean, you have to establish a physical dominance, and if the fans see that you're establishing a physical dominance, they know that you're angry from the week before, and they know that you are determined to win this game no matter what the score is, no matter how many penalties you take, and hopefully minimal, and how many goals that they score. We're going to beat you physically, mentally, and emotionally, and most importantly, we're going to beat you on the scoreboard, but that starts by establishing a physical presence. So go out there and lay some big booms.
Yeah, Triolo, that also means you too, dude. You're a tall offensive player that they rely on you to push people around and clear a lane for the guys. But if that's the case need be, you got to start either doing one thing or the other. You can't just think, oh, I'm going to get the ball on this pass and then make a play where I have to all of a sudden, oh, wait, I'm a few seconds late to make the pick or the block to give them the lane that they deserve. One job at a time. I've seen that happen the last couple times he's played. And I'm not trying to pinpoint Triolo out, but I see the falters in his game.
Me too.
Is that you either do one thing or the other. You either set a pick for a lane for one of the stars to do their job, or get open. I mean, you're tall, you got the reach. You're like Zdeno Chara out there. You should be able to have no problems at all, but complete the pass, number one. Make sure your hand-eye coordination gets better. And the fact that if once you do that, I think you're going to gel into the player that they brought back for a reason. So be the big lurch kind of character and push people around. Get the lane set up for the guys. And if you can't do that, start setting up plays. That's all I can say. Be the
lane splitter. Be the big lane splitter.
Exactly.
God bless you with what? A 6'8" frame? Use it, bro.
Yeah, man. People are scared of your size, so start using it.
Use it, man. You are a building. You're an absolute. You're a huge human being. Use that body to your advantage. And I mean that kind of goes for guys like Kyle Matisse too. Another big guy on this team. If Coltrane does play, he can use that big body as well. Also curious to see though if the guy whose jersey's hanging behind me is going to be off the injury reserve as well. I want to see if Ryan Benesch will be in the game.
We would definitely use his left-handed shot for that.
I know that he's missed every game since the Calgary game. He played in the Calgary game, then was placed on the injury reserve. He missed the last 2 games. So we'll see what happens there. I love to see Benny and the Jets coming back. We kind of need that offensive spark. And a lot of those guys leaving and your top stars getting shut down by Rochester, like losing Fraser and Kluche, like it all led to a bad storm of just that was bad looking offense in that Rochester game. But Tony, here comes the best part of the show. We got to go into our score predictions here. And I know I mentioned before that the Bandits could probably go out there and beat them by 10. I think that's a little bit of a hyperbole. If they want to do it, go ahead and do it. I don't care. Sure. If you want to win 17-7, hey, fine by me. If you want to win 20-10, awesome. Go for it. Put up a 20 burger on the Ottawa Black Bears. I'm going to be more realistic, though, but I do think this game does get out of hand for Ottawa fairly quickly in that first quarter. I think the Bandits do jump out to a really, really fast start. I'm going to say the Bandits hold on, and I think the Bandits win this game 14-9.
Well, I'm going to go with more of a close and personal game, kind of like it seems trappy.
Bear trap?
It's a bear trap. Yeah, it's going to be a bear trap. But other than that, because you got a high-powered offense over there, it's almost like the Las Vegas game where you called it spot on.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go with that route. But the Bandits do have to make a statement here to let everybody know why they're the champs for a reason. And that being said, the Bandits will win back at home. I'm going to say 15-13.
15-13. Okay. Yep.
I'm going to stick with your prediction.
High-powered offense, inconsistent defense, and sort of inconsistent goaltending. We said the exact same thing about Las Vegas, so I don't hate that prediction at all. I think I do think the Bandits offense comes out firing, though. I mean, they're going to send the friggin' firing squad at Zach Higgins, and they're going to take out their built-in frustration, and they're going to disguise it like they're not even frustrated because they've been in this position multiple times. They're calm. They're more poised than we are, and we're just out there watching the games. They're out there. They're calm. They're cool-headed. They know what they're doing, and Johnny T's got the game plan for them. They're out there practicing tonight, so they're getting ready for this. And big Friday night lights in the KeyBank Center. You're going to be pushing 19,000 fans. I mean, I think all the odds are in our favor, and inject that into my veins. I mean, a lot of people don't like the Friday night games because they can't make it out there. But I mean, with my work schedule and with your work schedule, Friday night games are really fun. I mean, you can do that. You can go out, and the next day isn't a Sunday where you got work the next day. The next day is a Saturday, which is another night where you can, enjoy the other day off after that. So I'm a big Friday night lights guy, and I love that the Bandits are doing this. But I got 14-9, you got 15-13. Hopefully the Bandits win, but it's going to be almost a bear trap game type of situation there if you're picking up what I'm putting down with these Ottawa boys. But Tony, we got our predictions in, we got our key players to watch, we got our everything that we throw at everybody during every preview episode. But the one thing that we are missing is the sponsor shout outs.
Yes, we do. Banditland Boulevard is brought to you in part by Mitchell's Tavern, located at 734 Sheridan Drive up in Tonawanda, New York. Guys, myself, Tony LaMonica, over there, Trevor Hauer, are telling you to go check out Mitchell's Tavern. They have great beef on wick. They have amazing food, amazing service. They will treat you like family. Also, we'd like to thank Beer Kind Brewery at 2765 Kenmore Avenue, also in Tonawanda, New York. They have different drafts, different types of beers you guys would like to try. Go out there and check it out and give it a taste test for yourself. Also, we'd like to thank Herney's Journeys. If you guys want to book your next trip or adventure with your spouse, your family, go contact Suzanne Pike at SuzannePike@Herney'sJourneys.com. Let her book your next big adventure. And also, finally, we'd like to thank our last sponsor, and that is Nino's Pizzeria, located at 2 locations at 1737 Orchard Park Road in West Seneca and in 315 Buffalo Street in Hamburg. Guys, if you want to have your pizza wings night on a sport night like Friday night, this is the place to be, as you like it, only in America. And for those watching us here, you got to see our faces live here on YouTube through StreamYard. Give us that like, subscribe, hit that notification bell every time we talk about the Buffalo Bandits lacrosse team. And for those just listening in on every device known to man, on your tablet, your phone, or your radio station, on Spotify, give us that 5-star rating, and we talk all good things about the Buffalo Bandits.
That's right. Big Friday Night Lights, Y2K night. Did we mention that? Y2K. So you're going to hear all your 2000s, early 2000s bumps playing around KeyBank Center. It's going to be great. I
do have one more thing to say, and this is a shout out, a birthday shout out, actually, and that is to my sister, Noelle. Happy birthday, my sister. I love you so much. Happy birthday.
Tony and Trev.
This is her birthday today.
Oh, it's her birthday, January 14th. Noelle,
January 14th. This is your birthday, so I wanted to give you a shout out. Happy birthday, sis. I love you.
Happy birthday from Tony and Trev, and happy birthday from all the fans of Banditland Boulevard, too. So
That's right.
Yeah, you got a whole bunch of us wishing you a happy birthday. Y2K night, we're going to hear all the early 2000s bumps, so get ready for the nostalgia feel. That should be fun. And I'm excited to see what the in-arena stuff looks like too. They might have some Y2K themed stuff going on, but should
Let's
be
get
fun.
loud. Let's get this goaltender in the reps.
But it's that trap game, and whether we win this game 14-9 or lose it 14-9, win it 15-13, lose it 15-13, we always say these three words to end every single show, Tony. Even though they're on the screen, I don't know what those three words are.
As Chris Swenson always says during the Bandits games, in 3, 2, 1. Let's go, Bandits.
Let's go.
Go back to basics, boys. Let's go. Get this win.
Down.
Let's get this win.